10,000-word document that has been released to the public on a day that President Dr. William Ruto has met with his host, the United States President Joe Biden. Within that document, 11 deals that are essentially touching on military, plus many more others that we're going to tell you exactly how they look tonight. Thank you very much for taking your time to join us this evening on Look Up News. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. Just before we jump into the main news this evening, this is a look at our highlights. Tonight on a Look Up News. Technology advancement and police officers deployment to Haiti take center stage as President William Ruto meets USA President Joe Biden at the White House. Kenya Secondary School Heads Association reports low turnout of students in flood-hit areas. And a woman in a Kapsamatia village, West Pokot County, appeals for financial help after delivering triplets. Thank you very much for making time this evening. Our sign language interpreter is Josephine Aoka. President William Ruto and the United States President Joe Biden have discussed extensively on how to leverage on their long-standing bilateral relations to advance development in the sector of technology. The two presidents also held talks on investment opportunities in Kenya and the sensitive matter of troops deployment to war-torn Haiti, with Kenya reaffirming its willingness to send the country's police officers for United Nations-backed peace mission.
In his high-profile state visit of the United States, President William Ruto held discussions with America's President Joe Biden in the White House, Washington, D.C. The discussions majoring on the immense opportunities that are available between the two nations to advance cooperation and development in the sector of technology. President Ruto detailing the journey Kenya has traveled to lay the groundwork for technology takeoff.
We are rolling out 100,000 kilometers of fiber optic in Kenya and connecting every ward and every village to a fiber backbone to make sure that e-commerce, digital jobs, and digital learning we can access to every child in Kenya. And we are very proud that we are going to work with American companies.
We're launching a new era of technological cooperation between Kenya and America, including new exchanges and investments in key fields of cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and semiconductors.
While boasting of the immense wealth of the youthful population who are innovative and ready to take over the world in technology advancement, President Ruto used the occasion to appeal to the United States government and its powerhouse technological companies to invest in Kenya.
Our young population, talented, educated, innovative, and American technology that is cutting edge, and investment capital and investors that are hungry for opportunities, not just in Kenya but in our continent, is a perfect match for this moment.
We need you to help us find opportunities to bring the public and private sectors together. And we need you to help us strengthen the supply chains and industries of the future, including clean energy and e-commerce as well. And we need you to keep investing in the diversity of our democracies, which will make this innovation possible. So in return, I promise we'll prioritize technological partnerships between our countries.
Far from relations on matters technology, President Ruto and Joe Biden discussed business and security matters. President Ruto reaffirming Kenya's commitment to peace mission in the security volatile Haiti nation. Tenda Nyula, Look Up TV.
Government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura has once again defended President William Ruto's trip to the United States, calling it historical and beneficial to the country. Mwaura has called on Kenyans not to focus on the money spent on the trip, but rather note that the president is looking for investment opportunities that will improve the country's economy. Beatrice Ndano with more on this story.
While the debate continues in the country regarding the cost of President Ruto's visit to the United States, government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura has once again asked Kenyans not to pay attention to the money spent on the trip and instead to assess the benefits of the trip.
This is a state visit. It's not even an official visit. It's a state visit, very rare in American standards, and this is the highest honor that we can have. And we as Kenyans appreciate and should appreciate that the benefits that we have already elucidated are going to help us in the long run. My humble submission as the government spokesman, the benefits far outweigh the costs.
Mwaura has emphasized that President Ruto aims at cutting government expenditure, indicating that the government has already cut off foreign trips for government officials in next year's budget.
Has put in place measures to reduce international travel.
Additionally, Mwaura has said Kenya is set to benefit greatly from big companies in the world, including Coca-Cola and Microsoft, that are scheduled to invest in the country.
A 22.88 billion investment plan with the Coca-Cola for the expansion of its operations in Kenya over the next 5 years as a regional hub. This will create approximately 3,000 jobs for Kenyans. Further, Microsoft and G42 have announced a comprehensive package of digital investments in Kenya at an initial investment of $1 billion. That's about 130 billion Kenya shillings.
Beatrice Ndanu, Look Up TV.
President William Ruto's USA tour has elicited mixed reactions across the country. While there are numerous benefits realized, questions have been raised about the high cost of the travel at a time when the economy is ailing. Majid Hussain was in the streets today with the Opinion Matters. Let's take a look.
President William Ruto's state visit to the US is historical, each being the first by a Kenyan leader in nearly 2 decades. But what will Kenyans benefit from the 4-day trip? We are on the street just to get what Kenyans make of that trip.
United States actually, naona kwangu ni it's average concerning kama anaenda kushughulikia maneno ya nchi na anaenda kuomba msaada ama kufanya kitu ambayo itasaidia maendeleo ya hapa nchini, sioni kama kuna shida.
Kulingana na hii trip ya rais kwenda US, hiyo imegharimu wa Kenya usuru pesa mingi sana, na hizo ni pesa zetu anatumia.
Hiyo ziara ya rais, mimi kwa maoni yangu hakufaa kutumia hiyo ndege. Angeenda tu na ndege ya kawaida, sababu hiyo pesa sisi ndio tunatoa tax, na hiyo tax tunafaa tuone huku Kenya miradi
mi itusaidii kitu juu yeye anaenda na pesa nyingi. Sisi wa Kenya tunalalamika, tunalia yeye anatumikia pesa, lakini sisi hapa Kenya tunalalamika sana.
Hiyo ziara yake kama inaweza tuletea over 100 billion ama hizo vitu za kama venye nilikuwa naona anaenda in different places, anaongea vitu kama za filmmaking, vitu kama hizo, kama anaweza tuletea vitu zenye ziko na faida, mbona tusikie vibaya?
Hiyo state visit sio poa vile, sababu ukiangalia kwanza hapa tuko kwa takataka, si ndio? Angalia vile takataka, ungekuwa unamulika pale, hii takataka iko pale, sio poa.
Ningetaka kutoa maoni kulingana na vile rais wetu ameenda Marekani, na niko na matumaini ya kwamba atarudi na mazuri. Vile mayouth pia wako jobless, tuna hope pia wataangalia issue.
And those are the sentiments from Kenyans, many of them calling on to government to work around the clock and improve harsh living conditions in the country. Majid Hussain, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Majid Hussain. The Kenya Secondary Schools Heads Association has raised concern over the high number of students yet to report back to school after the Mai Mahiu floods catastrophe 3 weeks ago. The association noted that the 5 secondary schools that were affected by the tragedy have recorded less than a 60% attendance, with some of the students traumatized by the event.
The recent floods have left schools significantly deserted. These emerged when members of the Kenya Secondary School Heads Association from Nakuru County visited the 5 affected schools in Mai Mahiu, Naivasha, and donated learning materials to affected students. According to the chairman of the association Nakuru branch, Kenyajwe Mwangi, the tragedy had mentally affected both students and parents, hence the need for psychosocial support.
We had come here to support those that were affected, especially the families that could not take their children back to school because their properties were swept away and they lost almost everything. As principals, we came together and decided to support through material and financial. At the same time, we are going to do psychosocial support.
This was echoed by the chairman Naivasha sub-branch Apollo Kiero, who said that they were working with various agencies in counseling students and staff from affected schools while lauding the government for the support given following the tragedy.
All those schools that were affected, we were guided on how to do the debriefing and psychologically counsel these students. We have departments of guidance and counseling in the various schools, and I also want to thank other agencies that have also been coming to schools, especially this school, and they have really assisted, and the students are raring to go.
Approximately 450 students of St. Veronica Masuno Primary School from Bumula constituency in Bungoma County have been forced to study under a tree after heavy rainfall that destroyed roofs and a wall of their classroom. According to the school's administration, the rain damaged the infrastructure of the school, urging leaders and well-wishers to support them in constructing new classes.
Kwa sasa wanafunzi wanasomea chini ya mti, na hatari ya wanafunzi kusomea chini ya mti ni kwamba wakati mmoja hata mtu unaweza waangukia, mvua ikikuja hawana pa kukimbilia. Sasa tunaomba kwamba wahisani wajitokeze wakuje wasaidie shule yetu.
Maureen Bosire, Look Up TV.
Residents of Isulu village, Kakamega County, stormed the Shanta Gold Mining Company compound, demanding the exit of the owners. The locals are decrying illegal gold mining, adverse health effects of the chemicals used, and a mistreatment by the company's supervisors. Martin Masharia with the details.
Isulu village in Ikolomani, Kakamega County. Tensions here have reached a boiling point as residents clashed with employees of the Shanta Gold Mining Company. Led by John Aliro, the company's representatives found themselves confronted by irate locals demanding the immediate cessation of mining operations and the evacuation of the company's premises.
Wakati nilikuwa nimeketi kwa boma, niliona wazee wawili out of the 5 wale walikuwa wameenda kufanya hiyo kazi. Wananiambia vijana wametoka kwa matanga, wamelewa bangi na pombe, wamewarafu, wakawanyang'anya their tools na wameziba zile mashimo. Hao wazee walikuwa wamelima the whole day. Sisi kama watu wa kutii sheria tunajua company kama Shanta ni company kubwa. Haiwezi ikakuwa inatembea hapa Kenya bila idhini, bila serikali kujua. If they are illegal people, the government should let us know.
The residents' grievances stem from the allegations of hazardous chemical usage and mistreatment of landowners by the company's supervisors. Accusations abound that Shanta Gold Mining Company, under the guise of conducting research, has been illegally mining gold in the area for over 2 decades.
Shida yetu ni kuna mzungu amekuja hapa anajiita kampuni ya Shanta. Inafanya kazi ya kuchimba dhahabu, drilling. Wanatumia mashine kubwa wakifanya kuchimba, na hiyo kuchimba wanachimba. Tumeona document yao. Hiyo document tuliona kwa mikutano za waheshimiwa wetu wakitueleza hii ndio kazi yenye Shanta inafanya. Kuna jiwe hapa la dhahabu. Wao wanachimba, wanaweka hiyo chuma ya kudrill hadi kwa hiyo dhahabu, wanang'oa. Wamepiga tundu karibu shilingi 100. Dakika mwisho wanatuambia sisi tufanye kazi ya kuchimba shimo ili tupate shilingi 300, ama nifanye usoja hapo kwa siku 3 nipe shilingi 1,800 kwa siku. Nasaidika hiyo na nini?
However, Eliud Luyundi, representing the landowners where the company operates, refuted the claims, saying that together with the fellow landowners, they have filed a report at the Malinya police station asserting the company's compliance with mining laws and regulations stipulated by the Ministry of Mining.
We are looking forward, as the landowners of Isulu, the government should give us enough protection and give the Shanta company enough protection for them to carry out their activities.
Martin Masharia, Look Up TV.
We take a tiny breather right here on our Look Up News. Once we come back, more stories continue on our program tonight. Welcome back. Chairperson of Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, George Muragura, today defended the move to reallocate funds meant for political parties. Appearing before the Budget and Appropriations Committee, the legislator stated that the slashed money will be redirected to judiciary's Ajira program.
330 million from reduction from 330 million from registrar of political parties, and on the 10A he is also on his wish list. He is asking for a shortfall of 9.8 billion.
IBC Commission. And have you factored the budget in this budget? Have you factored all the expenses and expenditures related to the commission?
Before I go to the ORPP money, let me just go to IBC was given money and they owed Postal Corporation. The employees of Postal Corporation have not been paid, but IBC has the money and has not paid Postal Corporation. Why? Number two, Honorable Murungara, don't be among those people who in future we will say this is the man who killed political parties in Kenya. Kindly return the money for political parties. Political parties right now cannot be able to pay its employees.
Political parties and Ajira, so that his hands are tied between two. I've even given you ideas. You are raising money in selling houses. Weka hapa, give political parties. Okay. You also have a lot of money in constructions, which you are saying as told. Toa hapa, weka political parties. We are willing to wait for Peter. You put in political parties. Don't, democracy is more important than those structures. We can sit under trees and judge people under trees, but give us our money of political parties.
Recruitment of additional 1,000 recruitment on Ajira program, and you have said they were on a long-term contract. So, do you mean that already they have been engaged in a contract? And if it is yes, how have they been handpicked? Because this will raise more queries, audit queries.
This is very important. We are saying send those children away. You don't give them the money so that you give it to a political party. Sincerely speaking, there may be an uproar over this, but I do not agree. And my committee never agreed.
What Chair is saying, as members of UDA party, we normally contribute money. Our treasurer, with due respect, I think school program, feeding program is a priority more than the political party. So I support Chair 100%.
Interior Permanent Secretary Raymond Omolo. Actually, let's take that story again. Interior Permanent Secretary Raymond Omolo has said that Madaraka Day preparations in Bungoma County are at the home stretch, noting that contractors are working around the clock to ensure a timely finish of the construction of the main stage at Masinde Muliro Stadium. Shamila Baraza with more.
With 8 days remaining to the Madaraka Day celebrations, preparations are being finalized at Masinde Muliro Stadium, the epicenter of the celebrations. Speaking while inspecting the progress, Interior PS Dr. Raymond Omolo has indicated that the preparations will be complete before 1st June.
We want to give you our assurance that we are 100% satisfied with the preparations as part of the run-up to the national celebrations. We started at Matulo Airstrip, which is at 96% complete. What is pending is just the perimeter fence, and that is currently going on.
Omolo added that during the current raining season, proper strategies have been put in place to ensure that celebrations will be successful, while urging citizens to participate in the historic celebrations which are set to take place in Bungoma County for the first time ever.
Kwa sababu ya hii sherehe, chenye tunasema ni kwamba tutaangalia hali ya anga venye itakuwa, na tuko na mipango kamilifu ili kama kutakuwa na mvua tutakuwa na umbrellas ya kutosha ili wananchi wasikuwe na tabu ama wasitaabike juu ya mvua, na pia wasikose kufika kwa hii sherehe yenye tumechukua muda mrefu kujiandaa.
Omola has indicated that more than 12,000 citizens will be allowed to attend the feat under the theme Food Security. He further noted that the government is well prepared to deal with any emergencies, considering that heavy rains continue in Bungoma County.
The public terraces are all ready to host a total of 12,700 residents of Bungoma as well as visitors.
Shamila Baraza, Look Up TV.
A 30-year-old woman from Kapsamatia village in West Pokot County is appealing for financial help after she delivered triplets at a local hospital. She is now calling on well-wishers to help her give her children a decent life as she is struggling to fend for her growing family.
In the rugged terrain of West Pokot County, a mother's resilience shines through adversity. Chepkite, a 30-year-old woman who has given birth to triplets, has begun her journey with complications from a second pregnancy, battling sickness and swollen legs, only to discover she was carrying triplets. However, the joy of their arrival was overshadowed by the harsh realities of life in a remote village.
Jina ni Fifian Chepkite Malum. Niko na miaka 30. Area huku ni Kapsamatia. Wakati nilipata mimba mara ya kwanza, nilikaa mpaka miezi 5, nikaanza kukojeka. Nikakojeka kabisa, nikaenda hospitali, nikafikiria ni kukonjeka tu ya kawaida. Miguu ikaanza kufura.
Kite's husband, a casual laborer, describes the unexpected arrival of the triplets as an insurmountable task. He explains that his income is insufficient to feed their family, and the lack of food often makes it difficult for his wife to breastfeed the babies. The situation is so dire that they frequently rely on the generosity of neighbors who sometimes contribute food and money to help them get by.
Watoto lisaliwa siku wanajua ni wawili ama ni mmoja au ni watatu. Nilikuwa nafikiria ni mtoto mmoja. Vile mama alipelekwa theater, nikaambiwa nikampeleka nguo, nikarudishwa tena na daktari enda tafuta nguo nyingine. Kufika kwa mlango tena, nikaambiwa nitafuta nyingine ya tatu. Nikastuka sana. Na nikashangaa nitasaidiaje hii mama na hii watoto wote ndanilisha na nini. Sasa hiyo nani ilishindwa sana. Tu marafiki alinisaidia. Sikukuwa na chochote. Rafiki yangu mmoja akanisaidia akanipatia pesa kidogo ya kusaidia tukupaia chakula na hata kuleta mpaka nyumbani.
The family is now appealing for assistance from well-wishers and charitable organizations to support them during this challenging time.
Afadhali nilisha watoto mpaka maybe tutakuwa viongozi wa mwaka kesho. Hiyo ndio naomba serikali nisaidie kabisa. Aswa hii kaunti yetu ya West Pokot wanisaidie tu.
Yasmin Maina, Look Up TV.
Stakeholders in the conservation sector have hailed the efforts of community wildlife conservancies in fostering peaceful coexistence among various pastoralist communities. Stakeholders noted there has been peace and stability witnessed in the region since the initiative. This and more stories in the county wrap.
In Shambani Primary School grounds in Isiolo County, conservation stakeholders have praised the positive impact of community wildlife conservancies in promoting peaceful coexistence among
Let's look at our sport this evening. The 6th edition of the NCBA Golf Series is set to make a return on Saturday at the Mdaiga Golf Club. The series returns after a hiatus caused by extreme rainy weather that affected golf courses in the region, with a total of 200 golfers expected to grace the championship. Well, that's exactly what we had for you this evening on our Look Up News on a day that has seen Kenya sign a raft of deals with the United States government, 11 including deals that are touching on military and the others touching on investments and strategic partnerships between those two countries. Thank you very much for making time for us tonight. All these stories are covered on our website on www.lookuptv.co.ke. My name is Simba. Elijah Charles Kiaga, a sign language interpreter this evening was Josephine Olko. Good night.